Hi there. Welcome to our Coactive webinar. This is the Exploring the Path to Coaching Success webinar. You're going to get a lot of information about all things coactive, as well as a live coaching demo here today. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and thanks for being on time. Look at all these people popping in right at the hour. I love it. I'm Emily. I'm going to be leading the webinar today. Awesome. Wow. I can't believe so many people joined right away. That's incredible. Thanks for being here. We'll give it a few more moments before we officially begin so that everyone can get situated and settled. I am coming to you live today from Illinois in the Midwest in the United States. As you're getting settled, I would love if you would put in the chat where you are calling in from today. That would be awesome to see. We've got a team of folks here making this happen today. So let's see our reach. Let's see. Oh, California, Michigan. I just came back from Michigan. I was in the Upper Peninsula with my family. London, Chicago. Oh, Chicago, not far from me. Brooklyn, Rome, cool. Zurich, awesome. Wow, thank you guys. Thank you, everyone. So like I said, my name's Emily, and I'll be leading the webinar today. We have a team of folks making this happen. Kat is behind the scenes. She's going to be running the chat as well as the Q&A function here for us. I'll say more on both of those things here in a little bit. We've got a couple of our coactive coaches here with us today. I would love to invite them to come on and introduce themselves. So if you, Tina Marie and Christina, if you'd like to come on camera for a moment, take it away. Hi.
Hello everyone. I'm Tina Marie Meyer, and it is a delight to be here with you all and be a part of maybe the first beginnings of you all starting to get curious and wonder and actually get an experience of what coactive is.
And hi, my name is Christina McFadden. I'm a front of the room leader here at the Coactive Training Institute. And something to know about me is I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm getting ready to move to New York City. So I'll take any pro tips you have along the way. And I'm excited to be with you here today and to plant seeds with you about what's possible as you step into this journey.
Thank you both. We will see you back here in just a few minutes. I appreciate you being with us today. Those two are the ones, they bring the magic. So I hope you're ready for it. You're going to get a live coaching demo here in just a little bit. Before we dive into all the information I have to share with you, I want to tell you just a couple quick housekeeping things. Kat put it in the chat for us. If you'd like to utilize the closed caption functionality, go ahead and click that button. It should be near the bottom center of your screen. Additionally, if you have a question that you are dying to hear the answer to, please, number one, hold on to it for a little bit, because there's a decent likelihood that we'll answer it as we go. But if we get to the point and you're like, I can't wait anymore, I have to know, please click on the button in the bottom center of your screen that says Q&A, rather than putting it in the chat box, because that way we can keep a list of our questions. And when we get to the end of the presentation today, we'll set aside some time to address those. All right, and then last housekeeping piece, I have a poll question for you. I'd love to know essentially what brings you here today. So if you don't mind, I'm going to pop this up on your screen. This helps me tailor a little bit of what we talk about and how we talk about it today. I'd love to know, what brings you here? Are you considering a career pivot? Are you just hoping to add to your own professional skill set? Did your company send you here? Oh, awesome. Cool. So it looks like the majority of folks say that they just want to add to their professional skills and abilities. I'll give it just another couple moments, see if we can get a couple more responses in there, and I'll share those results with you so you can see them too. Okay. And on that note, all right, hopefully you guys can see those. So kind of a decent spread of who's here and why. Awesome. All righty. And then, so let's go ahead and pull that down. The last piece for you that I want to plant the seed before we dive in is think about if you might be interested in being coached, being our volunteer here in a little bit. You don't have to say anything now. You don't have to decide quite yet. But if that is something that is of interest to you, just kind of marinate on that while I present these next couple of slides. We are going to have a live demo here shortly, and you could be the one. So start thinking about maybe, do I want to talk on camera? And is there something going on in my life right now that I could bring to the front and, receive some coaching in a demo situation? So on your screen, you should see some information now about professional coaching. It is a growing industry. There's no doubt about it. The personal life coaching segment is projected to surpass 10 billion with a B dollars globally by 2035. We are seeing data and studies showing that coaching is being adopted into different demographics, different geographies. It's not just sort of like a one-note profession by any means. It is growing and growing and growing. More on that in the center of your screen, those specialty segments. So things like fitness and wellness coaching, financial coaching, relationship coaching, all of those sectors or niches are growing even faster than the general coaching model, I guess you could say, with some of those growing year over year by double digits. It's absolutely fascinating, the growth that we're seeing. I know as a member of the sales team, the people that I talk to every day, that's one of my favorite pieces of our conversations is, so what kind of coaching do you hope to do? What do you hope to do with these skills? And hearing people say, talk about those passions and those those particular market areas that they want to go into. I love when people say that they want to talk, health and fitness or work with young adults. Those are a couple areas that are really special to me. So again, as we go through this today, you can start thinking about where am I going to use these skills? How am I going to incorporate them into my life? And then lastly, on the right-hand side there, it does talk about executive coaching. So coaching within a larger company. It's expected to triple or nearly triple over the next 10 years. We know that those larger companies are showing and understanding that having coaches within their organization is great for leadership development, employee morale, employee retention, communication style, and communication effectiveness. So it really is more than just the coaching. It's all those other facets that you can bring to an employer, whether that's the company you're currently with or perhaps a new job that you would aspire to gain after you go through coaching. Next up, this is talking a little more specifically about Coactive. We were the pioneer of the professional coaching industry. We do continue to be considered the gold standard in coach training. We've been around for over 30 years. We've trained nearly 200,000 coaches worldwide, and that's worldwide. So as represented in our chat here today, we are not just US based. We've got folks from all over the world who go through our trainings. So on that note, I feel like I talked at you a lot. So I would love to transition into the demo portion of our webinar today. I would love to bring our coaches back on camera if I can. Christina and Tina Marie, I'll hand it over to you here in just a moment. I would love for you to, basically just demonstrate your magic, because it truly is magic that you guys bring.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. The world of Coactive really does open us up to our magic in ourselves and each other. So thanks for starting us off with that. The other thing we like to start off with is designing our alliance. So we do this with all of our clients, and we're going to do this with you here now as well in our own version of it. You want to get us going?
Yeah. Well, let's just have people put something in the chat. Let's put an emoji. Let's know you're out there. Because we want to have this two-way conversation. So just put something in the chat that just lets us know you're there. And let's do it too, Tina Marie. Let's just put something in there for fun.
All right.
I'm gonna put little kisses. Yeah. Oh, you're here. Good. Okay, good. Oh. Georgina just put a little mustache and eyebrow. We're seeing a lot of faces.
Fun.
We're seeing hellos from England, some
nice
thumbs up, some star faces. Ooh, a little like this, the more you know star. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for letting us know you're out there, because it's helpful for us to feel you energetically as we design with you. So
nice.
Tina Marie is about to do a demo. So one of you is thinking it might be you. And if you have a little nervous in your belly, that's probably you. So just notice that. It's an amazing opportunity to get a little coaching to be in your day. So to design for that, Tina Marie, what's going to be something that's showing up for you? Oh, and people are continuing to put little faces. We love knowing you're there. And excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
What
ahead.
we want you to know about coaching, and especially in these demos, because this is in a webinar set up, and we're going to be sharing it with a bunch of people in the world, confidentially is held a little bit differently. So when we're in a one-on-one conversation, confidentially is really important. If I was your coach, I would not share any details about anything, or even that you're my coach. You, on the other hand, as the client, get to share whatever it is you want. But because we're in this webinar today, and because it is open to be the world, the confidentiality piece doesn't show up the same way.
So Tina Marie is stepping into what we call a designed alliance. And I'm going to just pause us here for a moment to explain what that is. So she's already showing us what it is. And a designed alliance is an opportunity to talk about how we want to work together. And it's great to do when you're about to start a project together, a new job, new boss, new relationship. I like to do it when I'm traveling with friends. Just say, how do we want to be together as we work together? And so Tina Marie's already pointing that for this opportunity together, one of the ways we're going to work together is when you're coached in front of the room, it's not confidential like it normally would be for coaching. And so just maybe in the chat, where are some places you might use designed alliance in your life already, right? And then we're going to do a couple more things to design, and then we'll jump into some coaching. Where else might you design? And I'll give you more examples. You could design like, hey, if Tina Marie, I could say to her, hey, the next time we communicate, can we do it through Messenger, WhatsApp Messenger, or Slack, or whatever? I could let her know my preferences for how I like to communicate when we work together on this project. And she might come back and say, I prefer email, and we would find a way, right? So what are some ways that where are some places you might design? It could be relationships, family, work. Oh, I love this example immediately. With kids before we go into the store to set expectations. Yes. Oh,
There
Elizabeth,
seems to be a theme here too. Isn't that fabulous? With kids and my spouse.
Right. I do it with my nieces and nephews, right? Like, here's $10. That's how much money you have to spend.
Yeah, it's super helpful to create a safe and courageous space for people to show up and be who they are.
That's right. Tina Marie, what else wants to be designed for this moment?
Just so you know, even what the interaction between Christina and myself is not scripted at all. So we have come to share with you Coactive, but this work that we're doing with each other, or the way that we're showing up with each other, is not scripted at all. And we want you to know also that our volunteer that is just waiting in the wings, I'm sure, is going to be bringing a real topic for the coaching session, and likely we've never met before. So
great.
We'll see what happens.
I would love to invite a volunteer. If there's someone here in attendance today and you'd like to be coached, now's the time. You can put it in the chat and say, coach me, coach me.
Great. And Krista's giving us an example while you're doing that and saying, I do a version of this at the beginning of any collaborative project. Beautiful, Christopher. You're already being coactive. That's so cool. Setting up the boundaries of the play and agreeing to clear direction so that people can feel safe. That's exactly it. Okay, so volunteer, we've given you some time. Notice, you might feel a little nervous. It's new. What we're going to do is we're going to ask you to turn your camera on. And you'll get to be with Tina Marie and get coached for about like 8 to 10 minutes on a topic. It's not about getting everything done. It's about an opportunity to explore a topic. You can change names or not give names to help provide confidentiality. So who's it going to be? Is it you? Hold on. Is it you? Oh, or is it you? And if it's no one, it's me.
Maybe while we're waiting, I'll tell you just a little bit about myself. I am a mother to 4, single mom to 4 kids. So a bunch of you that put in the idea of
talking. 2 people raising their hands. Tina Marie, just you started to talk about who you were, brought some volunteers forward.
Wonderful.
So
okay.
I'm going to let the tech host bring them up. And Tina Marie, anything you need from me before I turn off my camera?
And maybe you just pop your camera on around 8, on and off.
Great. And the tech host will count on you to pick the person that's going to turn their camera on. There's 2 people. Please just pick the one that's easy.
You're on mute, my love.
Yeah, they're not here yet, so I'll stay with you till we get them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It looks
Okay.
like they're not unmuting or turning their camera on, so maybe we need to move to the next person. I love that we're having our tech moments to figure this out. There we go.
We have Christopher here. You do a version of this.
Hi there.
Fabulous. Hi, I hear a voice. I almost see a face. There we are. Hello,
Hey.
Christopher. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, likewise, Tina. Hi.
Yeah, really appreciate you doing this. So we get to have a little bit of time together. And
Yeah, great.
I'm curious if you have a topic or anything that you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, I've got a real life scenario for me, and I'm interested to use that as the case study. So I've taken a new leadership position in the company that I work for. Have built up over the last few years some brilliant trusted relationships across the network, and I'm in a position where I have a lot of informal influence without authority in super positive ways. But now I'm in a leadership position. What I'm finding interesting is having been used to being something of a kind of solo operator. I really need to lean into the power of my team. And I notice that I feel resistance, or I'm struggling to take all of the opportunities to delegate where I need to be. And that feels like a juicy enough kind of moment in time to bring up
Yes.
in without feeling too vulnerable.
So
Does that make sense?
it totally makes sense. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I get curious about, how does resistance show up for you?
Oh, it's a very interesting question. So I'm super lucky to have some great peers that I'm working with in my current team, and I noticed the resistance is um, I I often so there's been a couple of real life scenarios very recently where I've set out some as I as I mentioned in the chat, set out some clear direction and agreed how we might make some progress by defining tasks for different people, and where I thought I'd been clear on deliverables, I'd even worked up a version of an answer that might lead us to progress, and ask the team to explore other alternatives. And when I came back a couple of days later, I hadn't what I got in return didn't quite meet the expectations I had in my head, and I found it really difficult to struggle to kind of call that out. I ended up taking that away and feeling some frustration, but feeling hesitant to voice that, probably because I didn't want to appear too intense. And also, these were people that I view as, great, really lovely people, great peers, really great at their jobs. We just had a mismatch on expectations. And what I ended up doing was trying to perfect towards the solution myself, end up taking on more work and getting less of the benefit of their brilliant, diverse perspectives.
So I'm seeing there's a lot of responsibility that accompanies you.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And I'm super curious how, I just see in your chat the word play pops out. And look at the way your body just lights up right now.
Yeah,
so
yeah, absolutely.
How does play inform this topic?
Okay, so I'm going to tread carefully around just some of the details, just because of all the reasons. I think we had an opportunity. So what are we? We're coming the back end of July. There was a
Do you know, do I have your permission to tweak things a little bit here? Is there any way you can stand up? Is there any way you can
I can, yeah.
Okay, I want to bring a little bit of freedom and play and different ways of being, because I make up you really have responsibility down. You know how to be serious. You know how to make stuff happen.
Sure.
And so there's this other part of you that, I don't know, will you move with me?
Yeah, yeah, of
Okay,
course.
okay. And what happens when you just start to move and get out of your head so much? Because this part knows so much.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
feel I
what's here
noticed
now?
how much. Well, I noticed how much focus was like right between my eyes, and
Oh,
now
yes, yes.
I'm starting to remember that I'm more than a collection of thoughts. Is useful to be
Yay,
reminded of.
yay. Yeah, and how delicious it is to be with you in this space.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, from this space, and you think of what it is you want, what comes up. And do your best to bottom line for me, like get to the essence of what it is.
I what do I
And
really
maybe
want?
bring your head down and let's get back into your body and let your body inform that answer.
There is a longing to take to take things kind of out of my backpack. If you like
Mm.
to take some tasks off my plate, to mix an analogy.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
uh, I feel a sense of uh being a bit isolated away from these great other people in my team. And it
Uh-huh.
feels quite a heaviness
Okay,
around that.
let's imagine you've got this backpack on.
Sure.
Okay, and feel the weight of it.
Yeah.
What's here now?
Um, it's quite it's quite it's quite an anchoring feeling. It doesn't feel very playful.
Ah, no. Oh, yeah. So who do you need to be?
That's an interesting question. Um, I think so. I just need to be more me, and
Yeah.
not
And
more
who, and who,
not more
yeah,
isolated.
right. Okay. And so who are you when you're not isolated?
I am uh, a joyful collaborator in this gang.
Mm,
I
yeah.
love the opportunity to shape ideas and play with them, to use that word again, like to
Yeah.
be deliberately free of expectations on the things that I'm contributing, and also to I really love opening up spaces for other
Mm,
people to feel exactly the same, so that there's
mm.
not a sense of value
This
judgment on
tightness,
people's contributions. Exactly.
right? And
And
the heaviness and the weight that comes with the
yeah,
seriousness of, I imagine, the work you're doing in the world.
sure. Yeah, yeah. It feels like constraining, and there's a tightness to set. Like I can feel it in my jaw
Oof,
very often, and
oof. Yeah.
in my head.
Yeah. And if that tightness were to say something to you, what might it be?
Why are you holding on so tightly?
Okay. So I notice the tightness. I pick it up when you have it too. And I want to like shake it off. What do you want to do with that tightness?
I want to rest. It feels very tiring.
Oh, okay. And what does rest look like?
Um, the opposite of me striving to get this right.
Mm.
The idea that actually that there is no possible way to perfect what we have to do. We just have to uh, we have to present something that is useful and valuable, but can't possibly be perfect. That feels very restful.
Wow. Wow, what a relief. I feel like you just took a whole bunch of weight out of that backpack.
Sure. Yeah. Feels more peaceful.
So there's more peace here now.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you, Christopher, for playing with me here. And from
You're
this
very
place of
welcome.
peace, what if there was one action that you might be able to take? What could it be?
Um, I feel like my instinct is to
Mm,
uh take this slightly complex, very enjoyable challenge that we've got and break it down into some much more smaller, manageable elements or tasks, so that for me, for the other people that I'm collaborating with, there feels like there's a smaller boundary of things that we need to complete, things that we need to bring our perspectives to bring our creativity and our
So
good thinking
you're gonna,
to.
is it you
Like chunk it
yourself? Or
down.
you're gonna chunk it down? Or are you gonna chunk it down with them? How does that show up?
Yeah, I think it's having a conversation collectively where I can go, hey, these are the things that I am currently holding, and I feel like my experience is I'm holding all of these things. Hey,
And you
that's
want to
probably,
share?
yeah, that's probably not useful or optimal
Wow,
for me or for any of them.
sweet. Okay, so how do you want to be held accountable? How will you know you've done this?
I'll
And we're
know
just
we've
gonna,
done.
yeah, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
think there's two things. There's
Yeah.
uh having clarity and a kind of a real confirmation from each of the people that I'm working with that they understand what it is that I'm asking them to do, that there's not vague kind of foggy
Cool.
kind of expectations
Yeah.
would be really useful. And positioning me as not the person that needs or has to have all of the right answers, but ultimately sets the direction of where we're traveling towards.
I see the collaborator in you taking the lead here, and what a gift that is to you and your people.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're just going to close things up, and I just want you to bottom line me. What's your takeaway from this session?
One is realizing that my response to unaligned expectations was I took on more myself and I isolated myself rather than lent in towards this collection.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for really
Thank you.
showing up. I really am so grateful to have had this moment with you.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Christopher.
Okay. Yeah.
Pleasure.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So
everyone, if you will, a round of applause for Christopher in the chat. Just a thank you very much.
yeah.
Some people.
We lost Christina. Internet has just had her go off into another world. So thank you, everyone here. You're sending these beautiful acknowledgements to Christopher. Thanks so much, Christopher. That was really wonderful to witness. It says, thanks, Christopher, for being a brave soul. Christopher, I empathize with you so much. You're not alone. Tons of clapping, very brave and flexible. Christina is here. She just got pulled from the room. Okay, so maybe we'll get her back. Fabulous. That world of internet just does things when it wants to. So it's perfect. We're getting so many things brought into the play, more play. So wonderful. Just read off a bunch of the chat.
Yeah. I heard everything. I just was pulled
good.
into a different portal and pulled back. Hi, how you feeling, Tina Marie?
Oh, I'm so excited and I'm thirsty for more. I can't believe we only had 10 minutes together.
I know, it's so good when you start coaching like that. It was delicious.
Yeah.
Well, what we're going to do next is we're just going to hang out a little bit and notice some of the skills that Tina Marie was using as a coach so that you can start noticing how you might use these and even start practicing using these in your everyday life. Because being co-active, oh, Kat, you're all good, Kat. I can get pulled into portals on my own. It's all good. Co-active skills are applicable in so many parts of our lives, right? As leaders, as parents, as friends, as family, right? So some of the first things you saw Tina Marie do, and Tina Marie will help me do this as well, is she actually intruded by, asking, someone called him Chris, but his name is Christopher, so maybe he goes by both, asking Christopher to get up, right? So she actually was like intruding and actually secretly bottom lining him, which she did later in the conversation, right? Which was to get him to Because often our clients, what happens, they know their story really well, but we can intrude or bottom line them, ask them to give us the essence of what's here to really get things shaken up. And it was so great, Tina Marie, because then Christopher actually came up with his own metaphor. And we use metaphors is another skill we use all the time in coaching, right? And you built on that. You started asking him what the backpack felt like to have on. And it's really great when you use your clients' metaphors or bring them in, because it helps people start thinking outside of the box. Yeah.
Because we are so much in our heads, and we get rewarded for that as a human on this planet as we grow up. And to be able to invite our whole body into the conversation just shifts it. And it was just so sweet that he put in the chat play. So it really helped the focus know that really wanted to come out. So and had to keep inviting him to play, right? Because we get professional. We think professional looks a certain way.
That's right. And embodiment is a delicious way to do that in coaching. And, you know, ways to do that in life or go for a walk, right? Get yourself out of your head. I'll be curious, what other skills did you see? We'll have more to cover, but what did you see Tina Marie doing as the coach?
And don't worry about getting the verbiage exactly correct, because, you know, that's where Christina and I can help support it. But yeah, what kinds of things did you see? You do asking him what success looked like. Yeah.
And that's asking, Tina Marie did a ton of this. She asked powerful questions. Powerful questions usually start with what or how and are short, usually 5 to 7 or no more than 7 words, right? What's possible? What does success look like? And what we're doing is, the way I like to describe it is, often when we ask questions, we're like, why, and things get narrow. But powerful questions actually expand and give people more space to think and feel. Yeah.
And the real also other key to asking powerful questions is to ask one at a time. And really, truly, if it's a powerful question, your client will pause. And as new coaches, we often think, oh no, it wasn't a good question. But in reality, it was such a good question. They actually need time to think about their answer. So
it's great. And I think even at one point, Christopher said that's like a really good question. It paused him and slowed him down. You always like that. In the chat, Tina Marie asked him, what's this success looks like? Yeah, we did that. You got specific on an action. That's right. So that's sort of at the end of the coaching session, she made you start designing your homework with your client, right? And made a request and accountability are 2 skills that we love to do and often missing in meetings, right? We do all this work and then we forget to ask, what's the next step? What's the action that's going to be taken? And who's going to be accountable for that? Or how's accountability? And that was such a great way that Tina Marie did that, so light and easy. Yeah. And Monica's saying that Christopher was really clear on how to express his feelings. Yeah. Does it happen often that people can express their feelings? I would say with coaching, and in this case, the way Tina Marie is asking questions, it helps people to access more of what's happening, right? Versus just the story that we often can get stuck in every day. And so just by asking those powerful questions, we watched Christopher expand in front of us.
Oh my goodness, is it time already?
Almost. I was going to pop in and ask where we're headed after this. I love to share some testimonials from folks who've gone through Coactive. Do you remember going through your first course?
Yes. I was so nervous. I'd heard about coaching. I'd been coached by someone in certification of needed practice clients. And I'm like, oh, I loved the experience I had, but I was so nervous. I thought I'd sit at the back of the room. Back in the day when we were in person, there was no back of the room. It was a circle. There was no hiding out. And I was so nervous. And the first few things they had us do was ask us really powerful, big questions. And I loved it so much. The next day, I came back to class wearing my brightest clothes because I'd found my people. I found my place. And it is just such an inviting, beautiful experience. What about for you, Christina?
I clearly remember that first 3-day course, and it changed. Here's what I would do. If I could go whisper in the ear of myself. I was working at a tech company, working 80 hours a week. I was on Slack, like on every break, trying to get all the work done. And I still loved it. I fell in love. But if I could go whisper in the ear of her, I would whisper, this is going to change your whole life in a way that you can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And like, I'm 10 years in of running my own company. I get to travel the world and do all these fun and exciting things. Like I think I would say to you, and the other thing I would say is you get to live out dreams you didn't even know you had yet.
Mm. Boom, mic drop.
Right? That one gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Which, side note, my air conditioning went out, and so I'm very, very hot. So the fact that I just got, I think that says something.
Yeah. It'll cool you off.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Thank you. So we'll wrap with this portion. So with the demo, we'll move on to some more information, but don't worry, attendees, our lovely coaches will be back here in just a few more minutes when we get to dive into our Q&A portion of the webinar. So thank you both.
Stick around.
See you.
Sounds awesome. Cool. I am going to go ahead and share those slides back with you all. And like I mentioned, we're going to dive into some testimonials here. Oh, I'm just kidding. There we go. So sharing some thoughts, some things that have come from some past CTI graduates. These quotes just, I feel like they meant a lot to me. They really resonated with my fundamentals experience. So the first one there, it says, through CTI, I went from wanting to be a coach to being a trained and certified coactive coach. So not just being a coach, but being truly encapsulated in that coactive methodology. The next one, I have the confidence to go out and change the world. Again, that I was thinking about that testimonial when Christina was talking about whispering in her past ear about like, this will change your life. I felt so similarly when I finished fundamentals. I was a little jaded going into the experience, if I'm honest, because I thought I've been through trainings before. How great could this be? And I will never forget on the first break during the first day of fundamentals, I ran out to the kitchen and said to my husband, I was like, this is it. This is it. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I said, I don't know. I don't have the words yet. I'll be back on my next break. And it was just so much joy. And then lastly here, it says the CTI fundamentals course was the thing I needed to affirm that I am made to be a coach. So I hope you all can appreciate some warm and fuzzies there. And then now let's actually talk about the coaching program itself. So the learning pathway for our coaching program is broken into what we refer to as 3 stages. So the first stage is that fundamentals of coaching course. It's 2.5 days long. There is a money back guarantee. You can take it virtually or in person. Our in-person opportunities are fairly limited, but we do have some. We offer the course on weekdays. We offer it on weekends in a variety of time zones around the world. We pride ourselves on really acknowledging that we are an adult learning program, meaning we know that you have a life. We know that you have a job and commitments and things that are begging for your time. So we offer a ton of flexibility with our scheduling options, and that's done very intentionally. Stage 2 is what we call our intermediate coaching program, or those are 4 courses. They're each 3 days long. You can see there that it says 4 months. I would put an asterisk by that. That's not a hard and fast 4 months. The typical cadence is that folks will take 1 3-day course every month for 4 months, but you don't have to. You can slow it down, you can speed it up, you can play with time zones or days of the week. Again, because we emphasize that we are here to work with your schedule. And then lastly, you will dive into our coach certification program, which runs for 25 weeks. We actually have a whole separate webinar that we run specifically about certification. So if you are interested in more details, like lots of details on certification, you can go to our website and sign up for a webinar just on cert, and you'll get all the information you need. When you are done with our program, you will have what we call our credential, the CPCC. More on that on the next slide. So this is pretty high level information, and I realize I'm going through it relatively quickly. This is where I would pause and encourage you to take note of that QR code in the bottom of the slides, in the bottom corner. Our sales team, we are here to support you, answer questions for you. So if you scan that QR code, you can connect with us, you can book a call, you can shoot an email, and we are happy to get into all of the nitty-gritty questions, the specific to you questions as they pertain to your life and your schedule, so that we can try to find the calendar and the cadence that's going to work most successfully for you. Why choose the CPCC? Well, we are one of the most rigorous certification programs in the industry. We are completely comprehensive. We are fully accredited by the ICF, which is the International Coaching Federation. We are a level 2 training, which means that completing our program qualifies you for the ICF Associate Certified Coach or Professional Certified Coach credential. It does get to be a little bit of alphabet soup until you kind of get your bearings with it. But having that CPCC qualifies you to then go on for more. Again, lots more information on that. You can scan that QR code and reach out to one of the members of our team, or you can sign up for that certification webinar. And then also something that I think is really fascinating and really wonderful about Coactive is that you are learning from a global faculty. So our faculty is located all around the world. They're all practicing the Coactive methodology, obviously, but you're getting a little bit of like each individual secret sauce, I guess you could say, their own spin on it, their own personality. So I love the idea that every course you go through will have different instructors teaching the same methodology, but in their own style. It is so cool to watch that happen. I want to talk a little bit, we won't spend too much time on this slide, and there's a ton of information here. So if you want to grab a quick screenshot of it, go for it. But I will say the most economical way to sign up for our pathway is by booking your entire coaching pathway all at once. When you do it that way, pardon me, you can save $1,450 by booking all the way from fundamentals through certification at once. Now, that said, that is intimidating, or it can feel intimidating because that cost for virtual courses is $13,750. But we now offer a 0% interest payment plan where you can spread out your coaching pathway into 10 monthly payments. And again, 0 interest. So that's a really awesome opportunity for many people. So now, this is my personal favorite portion of the webinar. We can kind of circle back and bring it back with some questions. I would love if you would take anything that's been burning for you this whole time, if there's something that you'd like more details on, be it the courses themselves, registration, really anything at all, I would invite you to the bottom center of your screen. Click on where it says Q&A, and please give us those questions. We've got plenty of time set aside, and we would love to have a conversation with you. Also at this point, Christina and Tina Marie, you are welcome to join me back on camera. I can pull these slides down so we can see each other.
Hi.
Wonderful.
Hi, well,
Hi.
Maybe while they're thinking of questions, we could ask them to put in the chat what's a dream they have,
Oh, what a great question.
right? Let's warm them up. What's a dream? What's a dream you have? I know we want you to, we're going to ask you to ask us questions too, but just tell us more about you so we get to know who you are out there. And Tina Marie, what's a dream you have? Because they're going to warm up their questions here.
A dream I have is to bring Coactive into schools so that when we're young and when our kids are young, because I got to do that. I know it's so beautiful, beautiful to have teachers and students co-create with each other.
I love that.
Beautiful.
in my past life, I was an English teacher, and that is a dream for me, is to go back to those middle schoolers and talk to them about effective communication and powerful questions. Oh, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
Sweet.
I love that.
We've
And I'm
got
going to answer.
coming in.
Yeah. That's great. Let's do it. What?
All right, cool. So I'll read them if that's okay. I've got, see when here it says, I saw on the website that you don't offer any in-person training in the US. Is that likely to remain the case? So I'll tell you, for right now, you are correct. There will, this year, we had an in-person opportunity in Washington, DC, but that chunk of courses is over for the year now. I would anticipate that we'll have more in 2026, but I can't say for certain right this minute. I do know that we have a Toronto series. I know that we have a London series that I believe is in progress right now or about to begin. But as far as the US, unfortunately, my best answer right this minute is stay tuned and keep an eye on the 2026 calendar.
And lucky for you, online is juicy and fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Let's see. I've got one here. It says, how much of the program is peer-to-peer work versus with experienced coaches?
That's a great question. Percentage wise, I look at it more as it's like a 2-for-1. You get to come in to learn how to be a coach. You get 2 leaders, like Christina and I are co-leading together here. For every course, you get 2 co-leaders, and we introduce beautiful new tools and ways of coaching, and then we get to demo it, much like you got to witness me do with Christopher today. So you anyone in the room can be a demo client. And then what we do is we send you off into breakout rooms. So one of you is going to be the coach and one of you is going to be the client. So not only are you getting the opportunity to practice coaching, you're also getting the opportunity to be cliented, coached as a client. So it's a wide variety of ways in which you would show up to be both a coach or a client.
And to build on that, in the classroom setting, you're working with folks that are coaches in training. And then when you're in the certification program, you're working with coaches that are in certification. And all along that journey, you're getting access to coaches like ourselves that are, this is what we do for a living. And so, yes, you have access to both. I don't have percentages. I wish I could make a magic number for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to shift into the chat for a moment. I've got one here that says, proactive methodology apply itself to team coaching?
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. I actually have coached teams for years, and Coactive has some amazing skills, tools and skills you get to bring into team coaching.
Yes, I agree.
I'm going to kind of wiggle a little bit and mix in some of these dreams because they've got.
I love the dreams rolling in. It's so awesome.
Independent use of coaching to improve people's lives, using these skills to work and travel. Let's see, we've got a wonderment here. So this one says, I'm really curious about taking fundamentals to start, but I don't love a virtual learning space. I've heard the virtual facilitation is great, but I'm curious about whether real and whether or not how real or authentic the relationships are able to develop online, or if there might be any more in-person fundamentals opportunities in the future. So we kind of talked about the upcoming maybe 2026, but could you speak a little more to the virtual space and those relationships?
Yeah. Here's the thing, whether it's CTI online or in person, the connections that you invest in are amazing. Having been Coactive 10 years ago, at the beginning, there's still people I call for my first class. So it's twofold. It is the connection is there and ready. And also it's the investment that you put back into it to build those relationships. One of the things about Coactive, for many people, it can feel like coming home. And so when you're coming home, you're meeting other people that you're of the same cloth, of the same family. And so that in itself is just delicious. I just taught a course over the weekend, and I always say we're here to fall in love with each other. Yeah. And so that exists. If you're opening your heart to that, you're going to find those people there too.
Yes.
Love that. I've got another one here. By the way, the questions are flowing now, so we are on fire.
Yay.
It says,
it's because we opened up that dream valve. It works every time.
Right, it was like a faucet. We just had to turn it on. It says, what are some of the key differences between Coactive training versus other programs such as IPEC, et cetera? What should we think about to help find the best fit for us?
Yeah, so I have the unique perspective, and Tina Marie, happy to have you jump in here. I'm certified from 3 different schools, and Coactive is the first one. And I have to say, nothing else is compared to Coactive because of that feeling of coming home, because of the Coactive, this how to be is such a different piece. Now, I think that there's opportunities to talk to all of the schools you want to go to, just like when you're picking a coach. I always say to folks, talk to a couple coaches and see who's the best fit for you, right? So one of those things to remember is, yes, your head has some input on it, but also remember to listen to your heart, right? That integration of head and heart, right? And so I don't know the right answer for you. I make up, you already have a sense. I'm talking to the person who asked the question because I'm feeling into you right now. I make up, you have a sense of what you want. And I also hear you want to make sure you're doing the right thing. And so I can't assure you that you're going to make here it is. It reminds me of my cousin who gave me this advice. I asked her if I should have kids. I asked her, do you regret not having kids? And she said, you regret it either way. So whatever choice you make, you're going to have slight regret. It's just but noticing, can you follow your heart so that you find the path that's going to bring you the most joy? And I know it's not the answer you want, but I do know you know what you want. It's just listening at that deeper level.
Beautiful.
I've got another one here that says, what are the backgrounds of your participants? Work experience, careers, nationalities, and then how do folks take this learning and move forward?
That is such a massive question. I just led a course about a week ago, and I had a young person who was probably around mid-20s, and I also had the most beautiful grandma. She was turning 76 on the following weekend, and the variety in between is just as you imagine. Diversity is full out. People come here because they want to become coaches. Maybe they want to open their own business, have their own practice, like Christina's been doing for 10 years. A lot of people are also coming here because their work world is realizing how the coaching approach and the way in which we humans come to other humans with this lesson of how to be coach-like is so rewarding and team building. And there's just so many different ways. What else would you say? I'm just flooded.
Tina Marie, I would also just add in that, like the course I taught over the weekend, we had someone from Japan, we had someone from Germany, I had folks from India in classes, US, Canada, South America. So people come from all over the world, and that's a really delicious part for me. And it's funny when you ask the question, at first I thought, what Zoom backgrounds do they have? I'm like, oh, I can tell you, there's a lot of Zoom backgrounds we see.
So this one's a little bit longer, and it says, question for Tina Marie. It says about the methodology. When Chris felt deeply disappointed when his team let him down, he responded by taking on more himself, doing more, working harder, taking things into his own hands. It looks like one part of him felt disappointment and another part stepped in to protect him from feeling more of it. In the CTI method, how does the CTI method balance stay with that raw emotion itself, like disappointment, without moving the client toward insight or action right away? How often do you intentionally hold that space without even thinking about shifting toward forward movement?
Love where you're pointing. We have in Coactive, we have 3 core principles. And the first core principle is fulfillment. And that is really when it's all about, what do you want? What do you really want? And we go into visioning and future, and we offer values and life purpose. The middle course, balance, is all about perspectives and choice. Like, what are you choosing? And becoming aware of it. And then the third one, which if I were to have a favorite, it's probably my favorite, is process. And that is all about, what are you experiencing now? And there's a whole course on teaching us how to be with whatever it is that we're experiencing right now, and how precious that is, and how rare it can be. And through just holding space for us to be with what we think we can't be with, actually has it grow and morph and shift and inform us in ways that is like you rub the genie bottle and you get your wishes answered. So I just find it so delicious and beautiful. And Christopher was so sweet and game to hang out with me. If I were to say that I was doing any one particular principle, it was mostly process. So that's likely what you sensed. What do you think about it, Christina?
I would build on that and say, what you get when you go through the coactive experience is you build muscle on how to be with what is here. And it is a deep, rich experience when a coach or anyone who can learn, can listen to you at that deeper level with whatever feeling is showing up and not try to change you. I love that the person asking the question saw that. And that is one of the beauties of coaching. And I'm loving the dream. Go for it.
And especially coactive, right? Because many coaching schools are very much about the action and getting stuff done, the doing pieces. And coactive, even in its name, co is about being and active is about doing. So we really do carry both with same importance.
Let's see, our next question says, does the program prepare for all types of coaching, life, leadership, executive, etc.? Is there an emphasis on one type?
There's no emphasis on one type, and it's really about the skills you get. I'm an executive coach, and these skills have served extremely well for the work I get to do. And in fact, there's one tool we do called Levels of Listening, and I took it to a very large company that you all know the name of. And it was so funny. This executive goes, I didn't know there was more than one way to listen. And I was like, oh my gosh, you have been leading in a world where you have only been listening by thinking about what you're going to say next. And as coaches, one of the cool things we learn is actually there's more than one way to listen.
I have to intrude. When you said the work I get to do, not the work I do, that also gave me warm and fuzzies. I loved it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Can you talk about the network or community of coactive coaches that's accessible after you take a class or complete your certification?
There's a lot of opportunities for community. There are most classes often make their own rosters and stay in touch, or pick the community they want. A lot of people practice together. There's also social media groups that come together and stay together. There's a big one out there that there's a lot of us that just stay connected to and ask questions through. I know Coactive is starting to just now bring in some places where you can stay together. It's really, there's a possibility, they're endless, and it's what you make.
You get to co-create. I still get messages once a month on Mondays at 4. A group that I taught 5 years ago, we're still meeting.
And I actually have a group. Just before this call, I have been meeting with a group of coactive women now for 8 years, twice a month for 4 of us. And that's where I was just before this call.
I just had a phone call yesterday with a woman who was in my own fundamentals course, and we've just become friends. So we were just talking about our kids and like, how's life going? I'm in Illinois, she's in California. So
it's beautiful.
It's
the whole world just opens up to us, hey?
Yes. Let's see here. We are starting to close in on time, but I would love to get to a couple more questions before we close.
Hit us.
What makes the virtual space juicy? I don't generally love a virtual learning experience, wondering how real and authentic it's able to be. If you could speak to that, I would love it.
What's the person's first name that asked that question?
Beth.
Hey, Beth, can you feel this? We're here with you. You can actually have amazing experiences online. I get it's not the ideal. I get we've been online a lot, but I want you to notice you can actually feel it at a very deep level online. And in fact, most coaching nowadays actually happens online. So it's the truth, right? It's really delicious when you get to do it in person, which I get to do sometimes, but I have to say the actual practice of coaching happens mostly online these days.
Beautiful.
Cool. There are a few more questions. I'm not sure if you ladies are willing, but if you are, I would love if you would maybe drop your contact information in the chat, your LinkedIn, your email address. That way, if folks want to follow up with you, they can. I will say here, let me share my screen again, because I've got some resources as well for folks who are still looking to reach out, or if we didn't get to their question today. Let's get that popped up there. Awesome. So yeah, if you want, we would love for you to visit our website. You can speak to an advisor. Thank you so much to the coaches for dropping their information there in the chat. Thank you to Kat for helping make us run seamlessly behind the scenes. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you. Again, that QR code, you can scan it there. That'll take you right to a page where you can get in touch with one of us. We absolutely want to hear from you. We would love to individualize your journey, help you get started, help you get the answers to the questions that you have. We appreciate your attendance today. We couldn't do it without you, and we can't wait to see you in a class. We can't wait to talk to you. A shout out to our volunteer, Christopher. We couldn't have done it without you today. That bravery was phenomenal, very cool. So thank you, sharing gratitude to all of you who took the time from your day to be here with us. We appreciate you. And wherever
drop an emoji in, let us know on the way out. We'd love seeing what's happening for you, what you're thinking or feeling.
Yes.
We'd love to read it. We'd love to hear it in the chat. Please the Fox. I love the
so
Fox.
good. I love the emojis. It just gets
Yeah,
so much emotion out of it.
dancing. Yeah.
I'm finding all kinds of emojis to drop in with for fun.
Watermelon Day. I get it, Christina. Well done. Well, we sure
Awesome.
hope to see you in one of our rooms, y'all, because it's life-changing. And
Thank you everyone for your time today. Be
yeah.
well, and we hope to talk to you soon.
Yeah, be well. Thank you
Bye.
for being here
Bye-bye.
with us.